You are live. Let's check it out. Let's see if this thing works. Never done a live stream before, but we're going to give it a go. So let me see if I can fine tune this here. The reason for this live stream is we're just about to hit 2,000 subscribers if everything goes well. And I'm going to beg for them here on this live stream and talk a little bit of real estate at the same time. But first, let's see if I can get my desktop in there. There we go. We are currently sitting at 4. I need 4 subscribers to hit the 2K mark. This is my pledge to try and get over 2K. And then at some point, hopefully beat my friend Tom Story, but he's like way ahead of me. So, yeah, let me see what's going on here. Let's talk some real estate. Some exciting things. I think I have this week the cheapest listing. Cheapest, that's the wrong word to use. The most value listing possible in the city of Surrey. It's in Ultra. It is a studio apartment, and it is listed at $289,000. Rentals are okay. So if you're interested in that, that's on the market currently. I'm going to be showing it Saturday, actually. So if you're interested in that, reach out. Wow, what else can we talk about here today? Holy crap, there's 5 people on and 2 thumbs up. Look at that. Hey, I know you guys are probably watching, probably subscribers, but like go into your office next door, tap a friend and say, hey, go subscribe to this guy and see if we can get this number up. What else got going on? Boundary Park, a beautiful house. These people bought this house, amazing people, bought this house from my team just a couple of years ago. And just to show you what Boundary Park has done over the last little bit, if you don't know where Boundary Park is, it's kind of the border boundary between Surrey, it's on the Surrey side, and North Delta. Beautiful homes. That guy's coming on the market at 1.75, and these guys paid just a few years ago under $1 million for it. So that's kind of what our market has done. I can't believe it. It's absolutely crazy. But it's almost just as crazy to think, holy, I can't believe I have a listing on for under $300,000 as well at the exact same time, and it's rentable. To me, it almost doesn't make sense. Like right now in the city of Surrey, a regular 1-bedroom condo is like $525, right? So anyway, let's keep moving on here. Really? I got 5 people watching and you're all subscribers. I appreciate that already. Type something in the chat. I want to see if this is going on live. I did notice that there was, this is my lunch. I did notice when I put out a poll that people said they're not really interested in live streams, and I don't blame you. So I'm going to give this a shot right now. I don't think it's going to be a massively entertaining one over the next little bit, but I am trying to get these subscribers up. But what I do want to do is I do want to try and have agents on live with me and talk about real estate. Kind of inspired by a little bit of an interview I did yesterday with Darren German, Kim Phillips, and Keith Roy. You can actually check it out on Darren German's channel right now. It's up, and I'm going to post it back on this channel next week. Just talking about the shift in the market and kind of what we're expecting to see over the next little bit here and how the market has cooled off. A lot of people think that cooling off means, you know, that the prices are going to start coming back, and there's no signs of that yet. But cooling off kind of just means maybe we'll just come back to some level of reality where the asking price might actually start to become the asking price again, if that makes sense. This idea of $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 over the asking price is going to start coming off here in the next little bit. And I think the reason for that is we went down to like 1,400 listings right at the beginning of the year, and it's never been that low. In the Fraser Valley, which is North Delta, out to Mission, Abbotsford and Mission, we should have in a normal market 6,500 listings at any given time. That's like nice balanced market. Hey, I'm gonna get out of this because obviously nobody's subscribing. I'll come back to it if they are. Obviously nobody's really subscribing. Well, subscribing. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take a bite of my apple. You want to have lunch with me? I should call this Lunch with Steve. I should rename it. with everybody coming on to the market right now, we went from 2,000 active listing or 1,400 active listings at the beginning of the year. Now we're sitting at like 3,200. So that's really, really a kind of cool spot to be. But at 6,500, everybody can get out there and, look at 4 or 5 houses in a day, and you're not going to just have to offer right now, right? Like you're going to get to a spot where you very possibly could, I don't know, maybe you could take a day to think about it. It's not going to be what people think it is. So even if we get up to 6,500 listings, it's not going to be like you're going to start seeing prices come down hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time. It's not going to be the case. We won't even get to a buyer's market or prices coming down until we hit over 7,000 listings. So I don't really think it's really going to be realistic if people are expecting that. John, I appreciate your comment. You're my only commenter. I hope you're subscribed. I do not have any more apples. There's some at home, but not here in the office. Is it really gross if I chew on camera? It probably is, right? So what were the gist of this conversation? And again, I'm going to put it up. I think it's going up on Monday with Kim Phillips and Darren German and Keith Roy, all really good friends of mine. The gist of the conversation is we are starting to come back to normal. And I think that's expected, right? We're not going to see a spot where we constantly are just seeing these massive increases and massive increases. However, I did just this morning shoot a video that's going to come out tomorrow about the Bank of Canada and the interest rates that will likely happen, the interest rate increases that will likely not happen. In my opinion, I think this whole Ukraine thing is going to push back the Bank of Canada, and they're going to continue to talk themselves out of it. But anyway, that video is coming up tomorrow. I can't believe this isn't working yet. I got 6 people watching live. I don't even know if that's a good number for whatever I got, but they must all be subscribers because nobody's hit that subscriber button yet. Anyway, getting back to this Boundary Park listing, it's pretty crazy to see that you can go from like under $1 million in 2019, and now we're solidly approaching $2 million. Like that in my marketplace. I remember selling those houses at like 530 not that long ago, right? Like since my kids have been born. So the fact is that they're up at where they're at now. I can't fathom it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it also doesn't change the market. A lot of people are spending time being mad at the market. And I think that is a ridiculous thing to do, right? It's like being mad at the weather. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Hang on. I got a question here. Interest rates are locked 120 days. We see a decline after June or July. Okay. So interest rates, if they increase rates, the big thing we're going to have to worry about is, well, not big thing. Hey, I got a subscriber. Look at that. The big thing we're going to have to consider is when does qualifying change? Okay, so qualifying because of the stress test, it's actually the good thing that the Liberal government has done. A lot of people don't agree with the Liberal government these days. The good thing that the Liberal government has done is put together a stress test. So that means instead of, even though my today's rate I'm going to get is 2.89, 3.09, something like that, I still have to qualify at 5.25%. Or I still have to qualify at the rate I get plus 2%. So in order for rates to go up, the rate I'm getting has to be 3.25 or more, 3.25 or more. That's correct. So let's say 3.5 in order for the bank to lend me less money. So what does that mean? It means I don't think it's going to change anything in qualification. I don't think it's going to change affordability at all. I just think people will self-impose and stop spending money because you will have a bigger payment, right? But this is all again on variable. I don't understand how bonds tie to the fixed term, a 5-year fixed term, but they do. And rates have already increased there. So it's not like when they turn on that overnight lending rate that you just immediately see 5-year interest rates go up, right? The rate right now offered as the overnight rate is 0.25%. So at a 0.25%, we've seen 1.49% 5-year fixed, and now we're seeing over 3% 5-year fixed, and the interest rates haven't changed. So I think what you're going to see is just people pulling back because they're scared of more interest rates. Now it'll affect other things in the economy, right? Supply chains will start to open up. And I think that's funny that people don't think so. I think supply chains will open up. And the reason I think they will open up is because as things get more expensive and borrowing becomes more expensive, they'll stop buying crap, right? So that's a very real possibility. People will spend less when interest rates go up. And I think people should spend less. I don't think it's going to have any effect whatsoever on the market as your affordability goes, at least not for the first while. So do I think that, June or July will be the slowdown? I don't. I think it'll actually, now is already the slowdown. I'm going to actually remind me in a second if I forget to talk about the blind bidding. Is it blind bidding? No, what are they bringing in? Cooling off period? Remind me in a sec to talk about that. I think the people that have not yet, you're talking about here, decline after June or July. I think the people that have not already sold do stand the chance to sell for less even today than maybe just last week. So does that mean we're at the peak? Maybe. I predicted that the peak was going to be March 2nd, kind of in line with interest rates, but if interest rates don't go up, we're in trouble. Are most buyers you are seeing your market buying primary residents or investors? That is a great topic. Primary residents or investors. I put out a poll on the channel a couple days back, and it was like, who do you think's buying real estate? Is it foreign buyers? Spoiler alert, no. Money launderers? Spoiler alert, no. I guess. I'm sure there's always criminals out there, but it's not what people think it is. And then locals trying to buy homes, people moving in, or investors. Local investors, by the way, not foreign investors or anything else. I'm very much of the mindset from what I'm seeing, it's mostly locals. It's mostly locals trying to buy homes. Might be almost 50%. Investors right now, specifically on the condo side or in the strata side, investors are buying those up like crazy. The thing that's underestimated is how many people are moving to our area here in Surrey in the Fraser Valley from outside of province that are already Canadians. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. How many people have decided, you know what, Edmonton. I've got people right now, probably somebody's going to watch this video because I met them on YouTube, that's coming from Edmonton just going like, nope, we're out. We've moved in 2021 and now 2022. We've moved people from Montreal, Niagara, Toronto, Hamilton, multiple people from Hamilton, multiple people from Edmonton, Calgary, for sure. I've spoke to 4 people from Saskatchewan. None of them have moved yet. I guess their market is probably still the slowest. So the amount of people moving into the area is way more than people think. And they're not like coming from necessarily coming from India or coming from China or immigrating into the country like a lot of people think, right? So anyway, I'm going to ask for subscribers again. Let me see if I can put up the subscriber count here again. Let's see what's going on. For some reason, it's not picking up. What are you going to do? Okay, let's get back to it here. So are most people's primary residence, to answer your question, I'm seeing a lot of investors, but so investors are the ones that are super focused on low interest rates. I personally, I'm going to say it here. I should do a video on this probably. You know what? Good video idea. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note right now. Who's buying real estate? Thank you for your question. I'm going to make the statement. I would not have bought an investment condo myself in 2021 if I didn't get 1.7% interest rate for 5 years. I just wouldn't have done it. I'm glad I did it because, that's probably up $250,000. So I'm glad I listened to my neighbor. Here's a side story. This is kind of fun. My next door neighbor, and I always talk about real estate, obviously. And he was asking me, or talking to me about, should we buy a flip? Should we do all these sort of things? And I just said to him, beginning of last year, the condo market's going to take off. So you need to buy a condo. You just need to be prepared to hold it for 5 or 10 years. And he looked at me, and all the power to him, says, why don't you ever put your money where your mouth is? And I said, I'll do that. So that's what I did. I absolutely put my money where my mouth is. I bought a condo, and I'm glad that he kind of pushed me off in that direction. So let me keep going here. Currently doing UBC course. Any tips for new agents? New agents, yes. I for sure, tips for new agents. Very confused by what to look for when choosing a brokerage. Oh, there's an interesting topic. Okay, brokerages. This is inside baseball for anybody. This is not a real estate market. When you're choosing a brokerage, you have to think, what is the brokerage going to do for you? What services are they going to provide? And just like real estate agents, most people shop on the cheapest one. And just like real estate agents, my opinion is that's stupid. You shouldn't shop on the cheapest one. You should absolutely shop for somebody that's going to give you return. The reason I'm at Macdonald Realty and not necessarily a different company is I see the value in the company and the services that they provide. When it comes to tips for new agents, one, get ready emotionally to have your heart ripped out by many people all the time, because you're about to become the scum of the earth. A lot of people have no respect for us and what we do. So get ready for that. But yes, align yourself with a brokerage and mentor first. So a lot of people just become agents, and they don't think they have to learn anymore. When you take the course is like reading the rules for golf. And then as soon as you pass a test about the rules for golf, they hand you clubs and your PGA card. And they're like, right, I haven't taught you how to swing a club yet. So my number one tip, go there to a good brokerage, locate the brokerage that works for you. I'm not a big fan of remote brokerages and all these things. And I would pick to try and find someone to mentor under. That's what I would do. But anyway, congratulations. I hope you pass. If you're doing the course now, you probably I think I did mine in like 6 months studying. I did mine. I did get in part-time into the business for a year and a half. Then my partner, Chris Whitehead, came out to me one day and said, "Hey, I don't have enough business, and you obviously have no business. So quit your job and come work for me." And I did. So here I am. And we're still working together. We're almost 12 years in, still working together. New immigrants flocking to the market, increased demand. Another video idea I'm going to do here. Apparently, I've heard, and I haven't verified it, that the Liberal government has decided to increase targets again for immigration. So guess what? Prices are going up, guys. Even if interest rates go up, prices are going up, and they're going to go up specifically in Toronto, Vancouver, maybe Montreal. Montreal's suffered. When I was growing up, Montreal was the second biggest city in Canada. Now it's barely talked about behind Calgary. So don't get mad if you're from Montreal. I have a brother that lives in Montreal. Most of the demand is from locals, but now most locals are from somewhere else originally. One thing that I've come across, which is maybe something that is, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for talking about different groups of people and where they're coming from, but through this channel, I've met so many people that I didn't know were coming here from other areas, right? Like in Surrey, we have a heavy kind of long-time Canadian population. We got a big Caucasian group. We got a big Punjabi group, Sikh group. We got a big Asian, Chinese mainland group, that sort of thing. I've been everyone I've met through YouTube so far, almost exclusively, not almost exclusively, but it's almost all tech workers, and they're almost all from other parts of India other than the Punjab region or the Sikh region that we embedded into the Surrey area. So I mean, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing tech programmers, computer programmers with really high incomes moving here, which is kind of cool. I think it's great. It may not be good for affordability because tech workers have great incomes for the most part. Well, what are your thoughts on the Freedom Convoy? This is a real estate channel. That's what my thoughts are. Pre-sale Anthem Condo. I love Anthem. If you're talking about Anthem, the builder, they're great. Never had an issue with them. Otherwise, if it's in Metrotown, I don't know the area. If it's just called Anthem, but not my area. What can I say? Should have bought in Central Surrey. Huh, I agree. I got a video coming out about Central City, and Central City I think is going to be the spot to be. I have I'm at two more subscribers. We get 2 more subscribers. 2 of the 16 of you watching aren't subscribed. Hit subscribe now. You win the $2,000 2,000 sub subscriber contest, which wins you appreciation from me. If you had some extra cash, where would you invest in real estate in BC? Where would I invest right now in real estate in BC? The question is always back, how long are you going to hold it for? Where would I invest? I would buy a Wally condo. It's cheesy, I know, but I would buy a Wally condo because I was down there recently with a bunch of listings. Have a listing that I started off this with today up in Ultra, but I had one in Infinity Tower just recently. I would buy in Wally, but I would buy around King George Station. I would not ever personally buy an investment property on the 108th and King George-ish area. I just don't feel like that's really a spot I would want to live, and the tenants may not be as good. So I wouldn't try and get right near City Hall. I don't really like it. The area right around King George Station is now beautiful, and I love it. The park's there. That's where I would buy, and I know a lot of other investors agree with me because there was a ton of investors looking at our listings in that area over the last little bit. Anywhere else in BC? No. I don't want to buy. I considered buying a Edmonton condo last year, and I was swiftly talked out of it because apparently there's issues with getting good tenants and tenants just leaving and that sort of thing. So even though they're only $175,000 and they cash flow positive, not interested. And I feel the same way about Calgary. Any chance of finding a 2-bedroom condo under $500,000 in the next year? No. Well, that's let me think. Maybe there might be a few of the older places. Not sure kind of what the Glencoe's ish type properties are going for. They will likely be no rentals allowed. They will likely be old. They may not even have laundry. A lot of people don't realize that laundry wasn't even really a feature in most properties until like 1983, 84. So if you get into one of those Dogwood Gardens and all that kind of stuff down south of Surrey Central, possibly. I haven't been in them in a while. But what are you going to do? Central City micro units. Yes. I don't like micro units as myself. I really don't. I actually have one for sale. And it's a nice little place. Hey, we only need 1 more subscriber. I'm going to screenshot this real quick. Somebody's going to win the subscriber contest. I personally don't like micro units. The unit I have is actually really nice. It's kind of on the bigger side. It's over 400 square feet. So the reason I don't like micro units is most banks will not finance a build or a unit under 400 square feet. So you're starting to see these units at like 250 to 304 square feet. It's silly. Hey, you guys subscribe. Thank you. I just hit 2,000 live. Yay. I appreciate it. You win my appreciation. So I wouldn't ever want something that the banks won't finance. That would be tough. I don't know how good of tenants you're gonna get. The unit that we have in Ultra right now, the tenant is been there forever and takes good care of the place. So it's pretty cool. If you can get that sort of thing, I'm not a big fan. I want to own things that I could either live in if I absolutely needed to, which is a cool kind of strategy. I think. I think my own strategies are cool. There's a shocker. Um, but yeah, I would love to get into a 2-bed if I could. Uh, right now, if I could buy, I would shoot in the 600 to 620 range. Central City 2-bed, 2-bath can still be done. What else? Who else is coming on here? I appreciate you guys. I didn't think I'd get 21 people live listening to me around while I eat my lunch, but I'm going to try not to eat my lunch. I'm going to read a question, take another bite. Retirement homes, 19 plus, 45 plus. Yeah. So as soon as you go to age restricted, BC is one of the few places that still does age restrictions. It is legal to restrict by age, which I view as discrimination. They don't, right? If you're going to pick not allowing people to live somewhere by age versus, by height or by skin color or by whatever, it's the same thing to me. I don't think it should be around, but it's around. So 19 plus, it does devalue your property. So if you're in a strata and they're talking about making it age restricted, vote against it. It will cost you money. Some of the cool parts about that, though, is you can end up in some really nice spots. We have a listing hits today or tomorrow in Chelsea Gardens, which is 19 plus. First of all, it's beautiful, gorgeous, and extremely undervalued compared to the same type of property you get without the age restriction. You're gonna pay more. So if you don't have kids and you're over 19, get into an age restricted complex. I think they're great. I think they're fantastic. Discriminatory, but great. Is that terrible? Any chance of getting 3-bedroom townhouse for $1 million in Fleetwood? Yes, if it's tandem. Yes, you can get a 3-bedroom townhouse at about 1,400 square feet if it's tandem. Probably no rentals allowed. Just a little depressing. See how much further appreciate. Yeah, it is tough for everybody to think. So how much property values have gone up. I'll give you an example. When the kind of pandemic hit, my house was probably somewhere in the $1 million range, slightly a year into the pandemic. I think it hit I saw something in the neighborhood sell for 1.2, and then the next month was like 1.3. The next month was 1.4. It just kept going like that. Now it's almost $2 million. And when I saw that happening, here's a hint for everybody. When I saw that happening in detached, I immediately at that point jumped into a condo, because detached always takes off first, and then condos are the last thing to take off. So as soon as you see house prices inflating and condos aren't, buy a condo, because your next 2 years from now, you're going to look super, 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 super smart. Who else we got here? You see Townhouses, Detached Development coming. Hazelmere, Campbell. Oh man, I sold acreages down in, not Campbell Heights. Where was it? I sold acreages down on 176 many years ago, 6-7 years ago, and still in contact with the developer. It's tough to get anything through. I'm going to get this is as political as I get here. Freedom Convoy, not talking about it. City, I'll talk about it. My opinion is, as soon as the mayor got voted in, our current mayor, all the funding out of everywhere came out of everywhere except police, SkyTrain. So my opinion is all that stuff that should be down there, 176, Redwood Park, all kind of that area, that stuff's years and years and years and years and years away. So don't hold your breath. Maybe, but don't hold your breath. Though, what is crazy is to see those people that bought those acreages in that area in 2006, 2008 for like 600 grand, and then selling them for like many, many millions years ago. And today prices have gone up since then. Never mind government increasing the immigration. How many Ukrainian war refugees? I don't know, John, man. John, are you from there? I'm not from there. I don't know anything about that stuff. Yeah. Oh, John, you reached out via you reached out before, yeah, up in Prince George. How is Prince George doing? Like, that's not one I hear anymore. When I was originally, I getting in the business 2008, lots of people were going to Prince George. I don't necessarily see it as much right now. The big fad, and I put a video out about this the other day. The big fad was Calgary real estate, and everybody's going there. And I'm so terrified that they think they're buying Vancouver real estate and they're buying Calgary real estate. It's a different game, totally different thing. You're the 2,000 subscriber. Awesome. Gerprem, you're amazing. You and my appreciation and another bite of the apple. Oh, hey, I did it. What are you going to do? I just texted my friend Tom and I said, Tom's story, by the way, if you don't follow his channel, I recommend you do. I just said, hey, I'm going to try this live thing. What I want to do, and I got to motivate. You know what I want anybody that's watching this? There's 19 of you watching this. Search Tom Story. Tom, if you're watching this, I apologize. Search Tom Story on YouTube. Go to his channel and leave a comment asking when he's going to do a live stream with me. Because what I want to do is a live stream with Tom where we can read these questions. One, because he's really smart, and two, because he can read better than me. So he can read off the questions and we can figure it out. All I want to do is see if I can get on his channel and our channel or my channel at the exact same time. Did somebody just unsubscribe? Somebody just unsubscribed. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Anyway, I think I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I wanted to get to 2,000 subscribers. I've done it. I appreciate it. If there's no more questions, I'm going to see if I answered as many of these as I possibly can. I would say book a showing for my condo in Central City. $289,000 this weekend. Looking at offers on Monday. We have a beautiful home in Boundary Park, 1.75. That place is gorgeous, though. Obviously, that's somebody else's a different price point. I think we have Chelsea Garden coming up today, tomorrow, today. And a lot more stuff coming up. We got a house in Brookswood. Man, the listings are coming on now. So just get yourself in a spot where you're not super worried about buying. Well, you're not going to be super worried. Here's the issue you're going to come into as the market slows down, and it is slowing down. A bunch of people are going to now take their foot off the gas and just go, I'm going to wait for house prices to come back. Ain't going to happen, kids. Just relax for a bit and just get into something. Just be happy that you're going to have the opportunity to possibly look at 3 or 4 places and maybe even get subjects and maybe have a night to think about it, as opposed to, worried about, do I have to go 200 over? Do I have to go 300 over? Who knows? Oh, Pat, what's going on? Detached Homes, 2 million, getting 1 to 2 offers. Yep, it's true. Sometimes 0 offers. We're seeing it. Yeah, we're seeing a lot less showings. Although we had one 146 in Green Timbers and 155 in Fleetwood last week, and they were zoos. They were absolute zoos. Our other one in Newton was less busy, but they all sold. So what are you going to do? Price is looking for townhomes, rental suite available. Townhomes that have a rental suite. I hope townhomes don't have a rental suite. There are some in the city of Surrey. I've actually seen some in Abbotsford. I have no idea. There are so few, if any. Yeah, not really a thing. Not yet, anyway. That would be a parking issue, I would think. Approving laneway house thoughts. One more before you go. Surrey approving laneway houses. Thoughts. Is Surrey approving laneway houses? Maybe I'm not there yet. Have they done it? I don't know. Surrey already has a ton of laneway houses, but they're not separate title. So they've got an absolute ton of coach homes, parking problems. Here's one thing I would love to see the city do. If the city was smart, they would find a way to enforce parking inside your garage, because I hate it when people don't park in their garage. There's 2 types of people: people that park outside, people that park in their garage. People that park outside spend too much money on crap. Can you tell I'm biased? The parking situation will never be fun with Laneway Homes, and they should put them, they should find some way to enforce that the tenant from the coach home parks on the pad in the back, because there's always 3 parking, and then the homeowners need to park inside the garage. Your truck's too big. I don't know what to tell you. Some detached properties are listed at $999. Yeah, okay, so here's go to Darren German's channel. I'm gonna again release this video next week, the same video, talking about pricing in an interview we did. It is underpricing is quickly going to go away. So you're never going to see, I think the lowest detached home I've seen sell in the city in the last 2 months was 1.165, and it was a 4,000 square foot lot, like 1980s affordable housing, tiny little thing. So that is what we call a marketing price. So let me give you an example. This is kind of stepping on the back of the interview I did with Darren, Kim, and Keith. We just sold an Infinity Towers. All the recent sales are 6 to 610 in that area. We listed at $599, so we're sharp. Every other listing in there was $499 or less. Stupid. I don't know who's wasting each other's time. They ain't gonna accept your $499. But wait, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about other people's marketing, so I will zip it on that one. Just not a big fan of it. Townhome King George, 81. How much will it sell for? Ask your agent. Yeah, ask your agent. I'm not going to tell you how much a property. I'm not going to do an evaluation for somebody that's not my client. So, good luck. I think that's it. I think I'm going to wrap up. I appreciate it. We got to 2007. Trying something new. If you like this sort of thing, I appreciate it. Maybe I can get Tom Story to do this with me and we can go live and we can talk more trash. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to my Apple and get back to the videos. Tomorrow's video coming out all about Bank of Canada and interest rates going up. Monday's video is that interview I told you about. Wednesday's video, I'm going to try something cheeky. So stay tuned. Next Friday's videos in the bag, and it's something about well, it's form stuff. It's BC real estate stuff. So a little drier, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to turn off this live stream now. But for now, let me know if you liked it.